Open any app store today, and you will be bombarded with advertisements promising passive Bitcoin income straight to your pocket. Just download the app, tap a button, and watch the crypto roll in. But solving the complex cryptographic puzzles required to mine Bitcoin at today's difficulty of nearly 137 trillion requires immense computational scale. Operations like this rely on thousands of specialized ASIC servers consuming massive amounts of industrial electricity. The processor inside your smartphone cannot compete with that hardware. If you forced a phone to attempt the SHA-256 algorithm used by Bitcoin, it would generate no meaningful hash rate. Instead, the device would rapidly overheat, drain the battery, and likely sustain permanent physical damage. So if your phone cannot actually mine Bitcoin, we have to ask a practical question. What exactly are those thousands of mobile mining apps doing to your processor, your personal data, and your wallet? This chart plots the current mobile app market. By mapping out how much upfront money you need against whether or not you actually earn real crypto, the chaotic app stores break down into 4 distinct categories. Picking the wrong quadrant leads to permanent hardware damage or the loss of real investment capital to unregulated contracts. The first category is true on-device mining. These are applications like Cryptex and XMRrig that force your phone's processor to run complex cryptographic math continuously in the background. They do not attempt to mine Bitcoin. Instead, they target alternative cryptocurrencies like Monero. Monero uses a specific algorithm called RandomX. It is intentionally built to resist industrial ASIC machines and allow standard consumer hardware to participate in network consensus. Even with this advantage, the financial yield is microscopic. A modern, high-end Android flagship running these programs 24/7 will typically generate roughly 50 cents to $1 per month. Earning those few cents requires pushing the device to its limits. The phone will run hot, trigger thermal throttling, and over time, the constant heat will permanently degrade the chemical capacity of the battery. Here is the profile for Category 1. Your input is pure processor power. Your expected yield is a few microcents a day. The primary risk is irreversible hardware damage. Installing one of these apps is a great way to learn how hashing works firsthand, but practically, the physical toll on a $1,000 smartphone costs significantly more than the pocket change you receive in return. The second category includes tap-to-earn and social apps, with the Pi Network and B Network being the most common examples. These apps use almost zero battery power. That is because your phone is not actually solving any mathematical equations or processing blocks. Instead, you simply open the app, press a button once a day, view some advertisements, and refer friends. Often, participating requires submitting personal data for identity verification. The numbers ticking up on your screen represent internal points, not decentralized cryptocurrency. The tokens are kept off-chain and remain highly speculative, entirely dependent on whether the project eventually launches an open market. Looking at Category 2, the input is your daily time and personal data. The expected yield consists of highly speculative tokens. The main risk is that those tokens never achieve any open market value. Your phone's hardware is completely safe here, but you are essentially trading your attention and data for a digital lottery ticket. This brings us to cloud mining applications like Ecos, Go Mining, and the cloud features within exchange apps like Binance. In this category, your phone is doing absolutely zero processing. Instead, you are paying upfront capital to rent a fraction of the hash power from physical machines located in a remote data center. The clear benefit is that you receive real Bitcoin deposited into your wallet on a daily basis, completely bypassing the noise, heat, and setup of physical hardware. However, these contracts carry extreme financial risk. Profitability can be wiped out by sudden drops in Bitcoin's price, rising network difficulty, or steep daily maintenance fees written deep in the contract terms. For Category 3, the input requires upfront capital. The expected yield is actual Bitcoin. The primary risks are platform failure or simply paying more for the contract than you ever earn back. Cloud mining is a high-risk financial investment product, requiring rigorous math, not a free mining feature of a phone. The final category consists of rig managers, with NiceHash and HiveOS serving as the industry standards. These apps are strictly designed for users who have already spent thousands of dollars building physical GPU mining farms or purchasing heavy-duty ASIC machines. They offer powerful utility, allowing miners to monitor temperatures, tweak overclocking settings, and manage hardware performance directly from their phone, no matter where they are. Category 4 looks like this. The input is pre-owned hardware. The expected yield is management utility only. The risk is that the app itself generates zero independent income. These are the most robust, legitimate utility apps available, but they only serve as a remote control. Your phone is managing the wealth, not generating it. With those 4 categories clearly defined, your next step depends entirely on what resources you actually have. If you own hardware, install a rig manager like NiceHash. Without hardware but willing to risk capital, research cloud mining. With zero capital, choose a trade-off. Learn hashing mechanics with XMR Rig, or speculate safely with tap-to-earn apps like Pi Network. Regardless of the path you choose, you must navigate a market saturated with fraudulent applications. Any mobile app that promises guaranteed daily Bitcoin returns without real hardware, or that asks for your private wallet seed phrase, is a scam designed to drain your accounts. Scammers routinely trap users by demanding sudden tax payments or processing fees just to unlock a simple withdrawal. You also have to consider your local jurisdiction. Operating unlicensed crypto services in highly regulated regions can result in severe legal consequences. You can safely delete any app draining your battery for pennies. When used as an educational tool or a remote control for professional hardware, your smartphone becomes a legitimate component of your 2026 mining strategy.